Alright, hey everyone, it's Greg here. I'm going to tell you everything new in 2025.7 of Yaak. So we've got an all-new sidebar that supports multiple selection. We have the ability to import Postman environments. We have the ability to drag and drop files onto Yaak inputs. We have some new TTL stuff for request chaining. We have AWS authentication and bracket matching. So let's dive into this. The new sidebar it basically looks the same as before, but now you can do multiple selections. So I can select these two requests and send them. Let's see, I can make a new folder, drag the request into it. Here, we'll duplicate this one. If the folder is closed, you can now hover over it and it opens automatically. So all the stuff you'd expect from a full-fledged sidebar, it now exists in Yaak with multiple selection. So that should make managing your requests much easier and organization much easier. So moving on to the file demo. Now you can select, whenever you have a select file here, you used to have to go hunt and peck for all your files. Now you can just drag them right on from wherever they are in your operating system. So that should make it much easier if your file's buried in some nested folder somewhere you don't realize. Now you can just drag it right on there. Alright, so the next one has to do with request chaining. So if you don't know, you can, say I have a request to authenticate a user, which returns a token in the response. If you want to use that token, you can actually go to another request, request.body.path, and you can select the token from the authentication request, type in the JSON path, and use that token wherever you want as a template function. So now, if you have tokens that expire quickly, like some tokens expire in 1 minute, then you can select an expiry, set it at 60 seconds or whatever, 60 if I can type, and then whenever you send this request to use the token, if this response over here is older than the timeout, it'll resend it automatically before using the value. So really good for tokens that expire. And along the same lines as authentication, you can now use AWS authentication for your requests. So here, let's just send a dummy request with this AWS authentication filled out. And you can see it'll add the authorization header. A little bit hard to see on this layout. It'll add the authorization header with the correct signature and all the information required to authenticate with any API on Amazon, including like S3 and everything like that. So that's AWS Auth. And the last one, just a quick one, is bracket matching. So now if you have a bunch of nested elements in your responses or your requests, if you hover your cursor over one of the brackets, it'll highlight the matching one. So really useful for seeing like what scope you're in and making sense of your nested JSON. So that's it for Yaak 2025.7. I hope you like it, and let me know if you have any feedback.